What can we tell from what the market's doing as to what that is suggesting the election outcome is going to be?
So it's interesting. Thanks, first of all, for having me on the show. But usually the S&P 500 has actually been a pretty good a market indicator for what's going to happen in the presidential election. So if the market is up in the 3-month period ahead of the election, it has indicated that the incumbent party is going to win the White House. And if the market is down in that 3-month period, it indicates that the opposition party is going to win. And it's actually worked 100% of the time since 1984 and 87% of the time since 1928. And so what we're seeing this time around is that right now the market's up about 5.7% as of yesterday since August 3rd, which would be the start of that. So it indicates that Trump should win the presidency. What we also do is that we create baskets of stocks every election cycle that are tied to either the Democrats sweeping in the election or the Republicans sweeping in the election. And as you mentioned, our Democratic portfolio is outperforming the Republican portfolio, and that's sending a signal that Biden is going to win the presidency. This is actually pretty rare because we usually don't have divergent signals between the market as a whole and our more, election-focused stocks. So it's kind of interesting that we're actually getting different signals this time.
So which are you likely to believe between those two signals?
Well, I think one thing that's good to know is that, first of all, we still have a couple more weeks, and it measures performance for the entire 3-month period. So that is a difference than just looking at as where we are potentially just today. We do think that ultimately the market, cares more. Elections don't matter much for the market as a whole. They matter much more for individual stocks. And so this time around, it could be that, you're actually seeing the market as a whole being up either because we have more stimulus coming either sooner or later. It could be that potentially, maybe the market thinks that Biden actually might win the presidency, but not actually have a sweep. So maybe we'll still have Republicans in control of the Senate. And that would limit the policy priorities that Biden could do. But we are seeing this divergence in the stocks that are actually pretty well attuned to either what Biden's priorities would be if he comes into office or what Trump's would be if he has a second term.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.